Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to HeartTogether Nest, your cozy corner on the airwaves. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, settle into that favorite chair, and let's share a story we all know from childhood. Though it sure hits different once you've lived a little. There once was a man who loved clothes more than common sense. If he were around today, his closet would be bigger than my first apartment. He spent more time in front of the mirror than my wife spends scrolling Netflix trying to find something to watch. Yep, the man was hooked. Every morning he'd twist and turn, checking himself from every angle. What should I wear today to impress them? And one day his poor assistant just sighed and muttered, "Sir, maybe start with pants." If dry cleaning offered frequent flyer miles, this guy would be flying first class forever. His closet had more layers than my mother-in-law's lasagna. He didn't wear suits. He collected them like baseball cards. Back in my day, we wore the same jeans until they practically retired themselves. We patched those pants until the patches needed their own patches. This fellow changed outfits like TV channels. Click, click, click. 3 times a day. We were lucky to get a new outfit once a year, usually for Easter or Christmas. One day, his advisor finally worked up the nerve to speak. "Sir, the budget's tight. The treasury's running dry." The boss just waved him off. "Nonsense. If times are hard, my suit should shine even brighter. It gives people hope." I once had a boss like that. Thought teamwork meant we worked, and he took credit. Same story, different crown. You ever notice how often we hear that kind of logic? At work, in politics, even at home. Someone makes a bad call, dresses it up in fancy words, and everyone nods along because it's easier than speaking up. When I worked at the factory, the foreman would say the craziest things, and we'd just mumble, yes, sir," and keep our heads down. Peace meant keeping your job, and your job meant keeping food on the table. But silence, my friends, silence can cost us the truth. And truth, that's worth more than all the fancy suits in the world. The Great Deception. Now, where there's vanity, there's always someone waiting to make a buck off it. Sure enough, one day 2 slick talkers showed up. The kind of guys who could sell gym memberships to a couch potato. They strutted in wearing gold chains and smiles a little too shiny. "Your Majesty, we're master weavers. We make a fabric so special, only the wise can see it." The boss leaned in, instantly intrigued. "Oh, really? Then my ex-wife would never see it." Everyone laughed. A little too hard. "This fabric is invisible to anyone who's foolish or unworthy. Only the smart and capable can see its beauty." Now that's a sales pitch. Snake oil with a PhD in marketing. They didn't weave fabric. They wove invoices. Marvelous. Begin at once. Spare no expense. They set up their workshop in the palace's finest room. Empty looms, fancy talk, and no fabric at all. The first minister walked in confident as could be, stared at the empty loom, and saw nothing, not a single thread. His stomach dropped. Was he the fool? "Ah, yes, of course, beautiful. The pattern is just stunning." That expression looked exactly like mine at company Christmas parties when the boss told one of his funny jokes. You know the face, the polite laugh that says, "Please let this end soon." The second minister came in next. "Sir, may I take a look?" "Of course," said the first, squinting hard. "Magnificent. Just one thing. Which side's up again?" He looked at that loom the way I look at my grandkids' TikToks, completely lost but pretending I'm in on it. He nodded like every dad who's ever had to pretend to understand crypto. We've been politely lying since potluck dinners were invented. Remember those church suppers where someone brought that dry casserole? We all smiled and said, delicious. What's your secret?" Knowing full well the secret was probably no salt. Eventually, the boss himself went to inspect. The con men bowed grandly. "Your Majesty, behold the finest fabric ever woven." He stared, he blinked, he panicked, not a thread in sight. "Extraordinary! I can feel the texture. Such vibrant colors." And just like that, he crowned himself king of the fools. I've seen less acting in a daytime soap. A few days later, the con men announced the suit was ready. Step into your invisible trousers, Your Majesty. Now the shirt. Perfect. And the jacket. Outstanding. He twirled before the mirror, admiring absolutely nothing. Perfect fit. I'll wear it in tomorrow's parade. And every courtier clapped, applauding thin air like professionals. The child's truth. Parade day came with drums, trumpets, and a crowd buzzing with excitement. The palace doors opened, and out he came, wearing nothing but confidence. He wasn't naked, he was just in his casual Friday outfit. He had more confidence than my neighbor mowing the lawn in his underwear. If Facebook Live had been around back then, that parade would have broken the internet. The crowd gasped, but the gasps sounded enough like cheers to keep the lie alive. Do you see it? Oh, yes, beautiful. Absolutely. I was just about to say the same thing. And down Main Street he went, waving proudly, surrounded by polite deception. Then came a small voice, clear and sharp. Mom, that man's not wearing any clothes. The mother shushed him fast. Sweetie, hush, don't say that. But Mom, if I said that at church, you'd say I was being honest. Kids today, no filter at all. My grandson once looked straight at me and said, Grandpa, your head shines like a bowling ball. I told him, that's not baldness, son. That's wisdom reflecting light. Another time, Grandpa, your belly jiggles when you laugh. That's my built-in laugh track, kid, comes standard with age. And my granddaughter, bless her heart, once asked, Grandma, why do you always wear that same sweater? Because it still fits, honey. And that's a victory at my age. Another time she said, your wrinkles look like tree rings, Grandma. Pretty. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, but I hugged her tight. That's love. Pure, unfiltered love. An old man nearby chuckled. You know what? That kid's absolutely right. Laughter spread through the crowd like wildfire. Finally, someone had said what everyone was thinking. The boss's face turned redder than a Christmas sweater. He wanted to disappear faster than free cake at the office, but pride dies hard. At my age, I tell the truth because my memory's too short to keep up with lies. When we were young, we lied to stay out of trouble. Now we tell the truth because we're too tired to fake it. Maybe we all wear invisible suits sometimes, hiding pain behind smiles, loneliness behind small talk, when all we really need is someone who listens. I once bought a pricey suit for my high school reunion. Cost me a week's paycheck. You know what folks remembered? Not the suit. My stories. They remembered how I helped Jimmy fix his car at 3 in the morning. Truth might sting for a moment, but lies weigh you down for years. When we stop trying to impress everyone and just be ourselves, wrinkles, gray hair and all, that's when peace finally finds us. These wrinkles? Proof I've laughed more than I worried. And you know you've hit a certain age when your body starts making noises you never approved. At this stage of life, we don't need invisible suits or fancy clothes. We just need visible kindness. Clothes fade, but a genuine heart never goes out of style. And let me tell you, polyester can't compete with kindness. So today, let's be a little more like that honest kid. Choose sincerity over pride, truth over pretense. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If this story warmed your heart, I'd be grateful if you'd subscribe, hit like, and share your thoughts below. Your stories make this little radio shine. Until next time, this is Heart Together Nest, your warm corner on the airwaves, quietly staying by your side. Take care, and remember, you're loved just as you are.